of Hoosier Nerds podcast with your host Chris, and Mikey and Tim. Where Tim is not here right now. I'm not sure where he is. I haven't heard it from him since yesterday. But Chris is back. He did not have COVID from a red ass monkey.
Oh, dang.
No, I got a flu from the
From the red ass monkey. Oh, from the otters.
Yeah. I don't know. I was trying to figure out some animal I saw.
So no COVID, red ass monkey. No, so good to have Chris back.
I'm still stuffed up, but I'm not dying. I don't have the coof.
COVID. So this week we sat and watched, three of us, Mikey and the two Chris's, watched the beloved 1978 American television classic, the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Oh God!
And thank God to Riff Tracks for helping us get through it, because I don't think we would have made it. We probably would have shut it off had we not had the Riff Tracks going.
I would have walked out 20
Yeah. That was an easy, nah, not today, not ever. Yeah.
Because nothing says Star Wars like Harvey Korman, B. Arthur, and Diane Carroll with a sprinkle of Jefferson Starship in there.
Uh-huh.
A good 5 minutes of Jefferson Starship.
That was a really long. So, I read in when they made it. So it came out in 1978. It was on TV. So from what I understand, Lucas knew about it, and he gave them permission to use the characters because he wanted a Chewbacca story, essentially. And the writers, which was Bruce Valanche, which they make Bruce Valanche joke, he was a writer. He's like, how do we make a story about a bunch of people that just moan and groan and, without any subtitles? There were no subtitles to that. So,
yeah. Sit there watching a bunch of Wookiees, and you're like, yeah, I totally understand what they're saying.
It was the story of Chewbacca had to get home to Life Day, which is like Christmas, I'm assuming. He's out with Han Solo, and the Empire takes over, I guess, part of the planet Kashyyyk, and they kind of give Mala, and Lumpy a hard time, which is his family. Mala's Mrs. Chewbacca, and Lumpy's his son, and I guess Itchy is the grumpy. Is he the father or the father-in-law?
He's
I think he's
Chewbacca's
grandpa.
dad.
Yeah, grandpa.
That was the most disturbing thing I've ever seen.
Golly.
No, the most disturbing thing we ever saw was him touching himself.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Who was that singing? It's like a Golden Globe winner.
Oh no, that was Diane Carroll.
Yeah. God.
And did you know this was the first time they acknowledged James Earl Jones as the voice of Darth Vader, right?
Yeah.
That was the first time he was ever acknowledged as the voice of Darth Vader, because he wasn't in the original credits of the Star Wars movie.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So, and it said episode 4.5. So it was episode 4. I remember it saying episode 4. And you can't forget Art Carney as the traitor guy.
Oh yeah, he totally Art Carney's it up.
Oh yeah, Itchy has that's right. Diane Carroll, she's the fantasy that Itchy has.
Yeah, it's like scans his brain, and that's what he
wants. That's like pedophile-ish. Almost. Even though she's old, but
critical responses from this were AP writer Jerry Buck said he called the program Bubblegum to the Brain. Nathan Rabin of the AV Club, I'm not convinced. He says he's not convinced the special wasn't ultimately written and directed by a sentient bag of cocaine. which we all thought that, what kind of coked up, you know.
Well, you know
Yeah.
they're paying all the actors in
Now,
cocaine.
here's the thing. Shepard Smith, so Shepard Smith of Fox News, right? He referred to it as a 70s train wreck combining the worst of Star Wars utter with the utter worst of variety television. So, and it's got 27% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
I mean,
On
the thing
15
is,
reviews with an average of 3.03 out of 10. I wouldn't even give it a 3.
it has almost nothing to do with Star Wars other than being
Yeah.
set in the Star Wars universe.
And well, they had the tie-ins. They had like they would show the segments from the movie, from the real
Yeah.
Star Wars.
I mean,
Other
for
than
like 20 minutes, we saw the Millennium Falcon fighting TIE fighters. The
Yeah.
same shot, like over and over.
Yeah.
Like
I just
the only thing that tied it to Star Wars was like the characters, but that was about it. The other half was like music videos or trippy like green screen bands.
Oh, what about that circus at the beginning? We watched we watched a show from Cirque du Soleil for
I
about
like the
20
Cirque du
minutes.
Soleil special. Yeah, that was Lumpy. Lumpy was watching that, and he was very very excited about watching. I don't remember being that excited about something like that when I was a kid in 1978, and I was a kid in 1978.
God. But you know, one thing it did give us was the first ever sighting of Boba Fett.
There apparently that yes, that is the entire Fett cartoon appeared as an Easter egg on the 2011 Star Wars Complete Saga Blu-ray set. Makes the only portion of the special to be officially released in any home video format. So it is out there, just the cartoon, because it's the only thing that had to do with Star Wars, essentially.
And honestly, the cartoon was the best part.
Yes, because it showed Boba Fett as he was a friend. Remember, hey friend.
Oh no, he
And
wasn't our friend. But,
well, that's what he played off as, was a friend,
Yeah.
but he was really working with Darth Vader. Um,
But the cartoon had its problems also. I mean,
oh,
with Han Solo's long face, it was
all
like
his
twice.
blood went
Yeah, it
to
was
his
like
chin.
twice as long. Yeah, jeez.
so here's the great part. I never noticed this before. I was watching Weird Al Yankovic videos last night. I don't know why. And I was watching the White Nerdy video, right?
Yeah.
And he goes up to this guy and he slips him money, like in the back of an alley, like it's a drug deal. And it's a VHS copy of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God. I couldn't believe it.
Holy cow.
I was like, I never caught that before. And I was like, oh my God, that is freaking amazing. But most people haven't seen it. Like, even like the cast hasn't seen it. Like,
And they're lucky.
the people who are like, they said Mark Hamill's never said he's never seen it.
He
Carrie
only
Fisher,
had like
Carrie
2
Fisher
seasons.
said she wanted a copy so she could break it out at parties when she wanted everybody to go home. And Kenny Baker is
Good
not the
idea.
R2D2 in the movie was just a robot. It was just he was not R2. Kenny Baker wasn't in the movie.
It's funny because I guess the first half I was kind of watching it, pay attention to it, but then that other half I'm just like, okay, just end it now, please.
And can we talk
Just
about the
end it.
commercials? Because so the copy we have has commercials. It's from Baltimore, actually. The whoever videotaped it that Riff Tracks got a hold of the copy was from Baltimore area. So there were some movie trailers in there. But what was with there was like pantyhose commercials like throughout the whole TV show.
I wonder what time it aired.
It was on 8 o'clock.
8
It was 8
o'clock.
to 10. It was prime time. Yeah.
I wonder if they sold ad slots to that movie or that special like it was the Super Bowl.
I don't know if they did stuff like that back then, but I would love to see what the ratings were for the show,
They
because
never did another one, and they scrubbed it from existence.
they essentially have essentially scrubbed it from existence. Yes, Harrison Ford Harrison Ford said in 2006 he had never seen it. Anthony Daniels mentioned it as the horrible holiday special nobody talks about. He just referred to it. He referred to the special as a turd in his autobiography.
Oh my god.
Mark Hamill has admitted to not seeing the whole thing. So, the official Star Wars site states the special delivered mixed results and states that its highlight was the Boba Fett animated segment. The official site also says, when referring to the fan interest in seeing the Wookiees on screen, the 78 holiday special didn't cut it. But they do call the Boba Fett animated segment, a cult classic.
That was the only part I really paid attention. The rest of it, I was kind of just scrolling memes on my phone, listening. Because I was like, I'm not high enough to watch this. I need to get as high as they were to watch it.
Yeah, I would definitely have to be under the influence to somehow enjoy that. But it was I would say Rift Tracks did a really good job. I mean, it was my first time watching a Rift Tracks. So, I mean, some of the references I didn't get, but I think they did a good job, make it somewhat entertaining. But it's really hard to do that for that movie.
Now think about it. They have to watch that to write the jokes in. Which, I mean, I know they watched some pretty bad stuff. That's one of the worst things I never realized how horrible that show was, that holiday. And it had nothing to do with the holiday other than, I guess it was Life Day, but it never pieced together. There was nothing that...
They never did anything like holiday until the end when Chewbacca showed up and they, walked around in cult robes around a tree.
The stormtrooper, he obviously couldn't see out of his mask. They were searching Chewbacca's house for things, right? And he's just kind of feeling along the shelves because I don't think he could see anything.
And they obviously didn't show them how to hold the gun because they were like holding it on the side like a, like the little like magazine that sticks out the side. They were holding onto that as like a grip instead of on the bottom.
But it is on YouTube. You can watch it. It's an hour and 37 minutes long. It's without the riff tracks, of course. But
I'd like to ask like Rift Tracks if I ever got the chance to see like what's their worst movie they've ever done, because I'm sure this one would probably be up there if it's not the worst one.
I would think. I don't know how hard. I mean, so I bet you a lot of this stuff. I know the jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
But I don't. I got to see. They're not riff tracks, but they're called the Mads, and they were the Mad Scientists. It's all the same people they're all from Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
And I asked them what was the easiest movie to write about, and they always said it was the shorts, which it's like those films in school, safety films in school.
Yeah.
About farming and stuff like. They said the shorts were really easy to write for some reason. So I don't know how you could. I mean, there's just some I can't imagine. It would take days to get through this because it's that horrible. And they said that Lucas was so busy trying to get his production company started up that he wasn't even paying attention to what was going on over at CBS. He just yeah, you can use the characters, and that's all he had in on it. Which we looked for his name in the credits, and they weren't there. So
not even as like a producer.
No. It's just he gave them permission to use which I don't. If that was made today, that would probably destroy Star Wars as we know it.
I wonder. I tried to watch the Lego Holiday Special that's on Disney Plus, and I couldn't even get through that.
Is it like this?
No, I think it's more. It's got that Christmas feel. It does actually. I think it's a Life Day thing too.
Well, Life Day is canon now.
Yeah, but
they mentioned Life Day in The Mandalorian. Because they add they talk about whether it is actually if the holiday special is canon.
I hope it's not. It's time to go home, friends.
See, was that a suicide reference? Maybe.
I don't know, but the Golden Girls were in the show.
No, B. Arthur. Well, not the Golden Girls. Just she was a bartender on Mos Eisley, right?
Yeah,
At the
she
cantina.
owns the bar that that Luke and Obi-Wan go to.
Imagine that. It's owned by B. Arthur. Who knew? I mean,
Right. I mean, they had the whole Cantina band there, and they played the song on loop. They played a slow version of the song,
they had a lot of the characters from the movie in the cantina at the same time.
including Volcano Head.
Volcano Head, which was Harvey
Oh.
Korman, again in his comedy.
And he
Was
drank
he
there.
like?
He played Son Dan on. Oh wait, no, he was a trader named Son Dan on Kashyyyk. Oh no, wait. That's Art Carney. My bad. I was trying to look for what Harvey Korman characters was.
Was
He was
like
Chef Gourmanda.
Was he like the god tier like comedian back in the day? Is that why they had him so much?
Harvey Korman was he was in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah.
He was in High Anxiety. He was in with Mel Brooks. He'd just come off of the Carol Burnett show, which was a huge hit. Even in that show's still funny now. Harvey Korman was hysterical, and I remember Artie Lang. He's a comedian. He used to be on the Howard Stern show, and he was talking about this when Harvey Korman had passed away. He was like, Harvey Korman was just being Harvey Korman. He's like, he got to meet Harvey Korman one time. He was just out and about, and he's like, "Oh my God, you're Harvey Korman!" And Harvey Korman's like, "No shit, yeah, I'm Harvey Korman." So he was a comedic god. Harvey Korman was. Him and Tim Conway were epic. His role in Blazing Saddles is legendary. So obviously, yeah, why wouldn't you want to go with Harvey Korman as a comedy relief? But obviously, he had no input into the special. So I guess it's just whatever he had to work with. But it was the 70s, so I guess you didn't question stuff. And sketch comedy in the 70s, a lot of that was that cheesy back then, you know?
Oh gosh.
There were a lot of variety specials. There were tons of variety specials. Everybody had variety specials. Barry Manilow, John Denver, Don Campbell. They all had variety shows, which were popular in the late... Variety shows in the late 60s and early 70s were extremely popular. You had Laugh-In. They were weekly shows. You had Sonny and Cher. You had Donnie and Marie. You had even the Brady Bunch. The Brady Bunch even had a variety show. So Carol Burnett was a variety show. So you had all these it's kind of like variety shows then are like the reality competition shows now, where it was just they flooded the networks with them. John Denver had a variety show. Glenn Campbell, Good Time Hour. You had all of these big name people with their own television shows, and they would have singers come out and do sketches that were pretty cheesy. But the only ones that hold up comedy wise really are probably Carol Burnett show. A lot of that stuff is still very funny. But that just was the big. I really do believe though, had Star Wars, if in this day and age, had this special come out today after Star Wars being such a big hit, it would have just killed the. It would have killed
the franchise. Would have never existed.
It would have never. Yeah, I think it would have killed the franchise. I really believe that. So, check it out or not.
Do the Riff Tracks version if you gotta watch it. Get some beer, watch the Riff Tracks version. It'll be better.
I gotta say, without the Riff Track special, all you're gonna hear is freaking the Wookiee go make their sounds. I feel like without the Riff Track version, that's all you're gonna hear. It's just Lumpy, Chewbacca. Yeah, you're just gonna hear him go. And not understand him.
And you get to see commercials from. I would rather watch the commercials from 1978. We had talked about that while we were watching it. The commercials were more interesting to the television show.
Definitely look up Itchy. He is worth at least a gander because he's the worst. I hope they burn that costume after they showed
I could
that.
I could smell that costume through the TV.
Oh no.
You know, that's how bad it was.
That's like the abandoned house that has like a bear rug. That's like what it would look like if you decided to put the bear rug after like a 50-year abandoned house. You go into it.
And it dripped water on that bear rug. And smelly, sweaty, gross, humid smell,
And somehow developed a massive underbite.
Huge underbite. That was a disturbing underbite.
You could fit the
Yeah.
Death Star in the underbite.
Yeah.
My favorite part, of course, my favorite part of the commercials was seeing the commercial for Tobor, which was a toy robot, a remote control robot, which I got for Christmas. I bet you I got it for Christmas in 1978. I bet you I did. So I was, what, 6? So I had a Tobor, which is robot spelled backwards. And it worked for like 6 months till the little rubber belt broke and it never worked again. So,
Wow.
but it was still a pretty cool toy. I enjoyed Tobor quite a bit. But even the cart, I mean, that was like a serious, like, it wasn't, ooh, this is fun. You can pick this thing up. Like, it was like serious. Get Tobor, robot spelled backwards. I mean, even the toy commercials were serious, back.
Gotta get serious to sell serious toys.
Maybe they were just aiming it at maybe. I can't imagine step till. I mean, we didn't have daylight savings time back then here in Indiana. So I don't know if I might have. That show probably would have shown from 7 to 9 here instead of 8 to 10 because we were central, right? So if it did show from 8 to 10 and my parents did let me stay up till 10 o'clock to watch that hunk of crap, unless it was a Friday night, it might have been a Friday night. They very well could have put that on a Friday night, which makes sense. Let's see. Let's see what day. When was it? Let's see when it was released, and then we'll. It aired. Come on, tell me when it aired. November 17th, 1978. So we can go back on the calendar, on my iPhone, and see when that day was. So November 17th, 1978. I bet you it was a Friday. I hope to God it was a Friday. So here we go. November. Yeah, it was a Friday night. There you go.
17th. Yeah.
November 17th, 1978 was a Friday. So if I did stay up till 10 o'clock, they still shouldn't have let me do that.
Yeah.
But we only had, with cable, you had 11 channels back then. So you would have sat and watched this train wreck. You wouldn't have turned the channel. You wouldn't have went and played because you wanted anything Star Wars back then. Anything. You would have accepted this hunk of crap. Just because it was Star Wars. And then we probably talked about it in school on Monday, how awesome it was,
Yeah, I'd like to talk to anybody right now and see like what they like, if they liked it, why.
Well, and I mean, we forgot about it for years. When did they said they riffed it in 2007?
Yeah.
And I can remember finding out probably in 2010 or 11 about the Riff Tracks version of the holiday special and finding it online to watch. So we had never mentioned it. I mean, even as kids growing up or as teenagers or, when you're in your 20s and broke and have no money and you sit around and watch Star Wars all the time, we never mentioned this holiday special. That's how buried it was.
So I forgot about it after we watched it until we had to talk about it right now. It's like
I think it was
forget about it.
Yeah. I think it was that it was either that bad or it was never brought up again.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's move on. I'm tired. I'm done with the Star Wars special. But we are going to stay with Star Wars.
Until next year. Until next year.
Please, but what about that Mandalorian season finale on Friday? It was awesome.
It was very, very awesome.
Epic.
Very epic. It's like Rogue One epic. That's what I feel.
Oh, okay.
That's it. It was just epic. No one wants to talk.
No,
all I
that's it. I got some notes, but go for it.
Oh no, go ahead. If you got notes, go right ahead.
Um,
I lost my notes, unfortunately.
oh.
I accidentally tossed them when I was cleaning my desk.
um, I like how we got to see kind of. I guess it happened the whole season. You could definitely tell, like compared to the first season. I mean, Mando was just trying to drop the child off. Like he doesn't want the responsibility. But then I like as this season went on, you could definitely tell like he liked her more. They developed a relationship, and uh, you could just definitely see that. I don't know. Definitely
Father
see.
figure coming out.
Yeah, like I guess yeah. He definitely like really liked the child and wanted to be a part of his life, I guess. But he knows that um, in order for I guess uh, everything to be right in the world, the universe, it was time for him to learn how to use the Force and separate.
So does that mean we can go back to bounty hunting?
No, I think the show's going to move into him and Bo-Katan trying to take back Mandalore. Which
True.
I have an issue with the whole Darksaber thing.
Well, I was
because
waiting for you to bring that up because
In Rebels, she was given the sword by oh crap, what was her name? One of the characters in Rebels gave her the sword. And it's like, here, it belongs to you, and she took it. And so now in Mandalorian, she can't just take it. She has to be like win it in battle.
In battle, yes.
It doesn't make any sense. And the guy that the same guy made both shows.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What do you mean? Wait, what?
Dave
That doesn't.
Filoni
Yeah.
made Rebels,
Oh,
or
that's
produced and wrote some of Rebels, and he produced and wrote Mandalorian. So
I
you'd
thought
think he'd have his,
somebody forgot. Whoops.
I mean, that's okay. It's whatever, but
It's not okay.
it's
It
yeah,
breaks
okay.
it breaks
Yeah.
all of your rules, Chris.
It does because I wonder how they're gonna fix that because they're gonna have to fix it because they're getting flamed on Twitter for it. At least that I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not filmed yet, so I mean, they maybe are gonna go a different direction, but they just haven't revealed it.
Hmm.
But they made it seem like it though. They made it seem like they have to fight for the dark saber.
Also, who gave Star Wars the right to have such a freaking fire soundtrack for the Dark Troopers?
Oh yeah, so
Well,
cool.
Because the freaking sound for the Dark Troopers was like had such a great beat until Luke Skywalker came up and just shredded them all.
Yeah, I mean, it made it sound like so intimidating, and they looked intimidating the way
well, I
they
mean,
filmed it
even
and
Darth
stuff.
Vader's had that. He's had his own soundtrack forever.
Well, every
so-
character pretty much has their own song.
Right, but I think that's where it starts. Is the whole Darth Vader's is the menacing.
Yeah.
That's probably where
Also,
it comes from.
I'm remembering my notes as I wrote them. And Mikey, I think you brought this up or Chris brought this up that when the Mandalorian was getting his face pounded by the one Dark Trooper, was that a Easter egg for when Pedro Pascal got his face crushed by the mountain?
Yeah,
in
that's
Game
what we
of
were talking
Thrones?
about. Yeah, the
Yeah.
mountain. I think it was.
Also, I think it's like anything that he's in now, he has to have a spear, and he has to have his face crushed.
But he
Yeah.
needs to wear a helmet, obviously, because
Yeah.
he would have his face crushed without the helmet. So
Wait, what did he say when? Oh man, it was pretty similar. Like when he's talking to the mountain, he's like, "You took my was it her sister?
His sister,
Raped
yeah.
and
You
raped
raped her.
her.
You killed
Yeah.
her.
So I guess like they took his child and
Mhm.
maybe took his blood and whatnot, so he's trying to go after that. It was, yes, I don't know what I was.
I see where you're
at,
going
but
with
yeah,
that. Okay.
it's a very thin line. I'm trying to connect there, but
You tried.
yeah.
Okay. My one issue with the episode was how.
Aside from the dark sword.
What do you mean? Oh, but yeah. Aside from, okay. My second issue
Okay, there you go.
was how bad the CGI was for Luke's face.
Yeah, that deep fake. I wrote that down too. That deep fake Mark Hamill. Yeah, that's
It looked
the,
younger than he was in A New Hope.
yeah.
Well, that's supposed to be after Jedi. Um,
Well, he didn't. Yeah, the scars weren't there. He looked like
he
holiday special Mark Hamill.
he didn't blink. I think when we saw his face. If you actually paid attention, since I've seen the episode twice now, if you pay attention, the lips don't sync with his voice,
Oh, I'm sure.
and that really just threw me off.
Which I'm sure that's got to be hard, but I mean they mastered it in Rogue One, obviously.
They did it in Rogue One. They did it with Carrie Fisher and Luke in was it Last Jedi or was it Rise of Skywalker when he was training Leia on
Right, and they did it with and with Grand Moff Tarkin too in Rogue One.
And they definitely had the funding for this show. So why didn't they throw a little bit more money at Luke's face?
Yeah.
It's like a stripper. I don't know. I know what you're saying though. I get
I
it.
loved it though. I still loved it. I can't get past how awesome it was, but they could have done better.
Right.
I kind of wish. Oh well, what? Go on
ahead.
if you're going to talk about. Are you still going to talk about his face? Because I'm just changing subject a little bit.
Go ahead.
I guess my only problem was like when I guess it was past couple episodes when he's trying to when Mando's trying to recruit help. I would all he had to do was they took the child. All he had to say was they took the child, and they're like, okay, we'll help.
Say no more.
Yeah, it's, I wish there was something more to it. That just seemed too easy. But they always oh, but if I help you, give me this. So I guess it's all right, but still.
I was gonna say, I mean, it makes sense for a couple of the characters, but not for Bo-Katan. She wasn't invested in Grogu at all.
Yeah.
But I like at the beginning how they tied in the Death Star guy, the pilot of the shuttle who was on the Death Star, with what's her face, Cara Dune or whatever her character's name is, because she has the tear, which symbolizes Alderaan survivors.
Well, yeah. So does true. Yeah, that was a good reference.
And he's sitting there provoking her, and she's just bam, right to the face, kills him. And can I say, okay, so I think not on this podcast, but on the last podcast, I made fun of Endgame for them, the forced all the women scene that they just showed up out of nowhere. But can I just say, all the female leads in this show are awesome.
Oh yeah.
That whole scene when all those girls are just plowing through the stormtroopers. Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I've got to say that Cara Dune is my new favorite character actress.
How many? I
want to be an extra in The Mandalorian just so she can beat me up.
I'm sure you're not the only one, and I would.
Gina
I'd
Carano is her name.
Gina Carano, Gina Carano, yes.
How would you choose your death versus Cara Dune?
I would let her squeeze me.
I can't
just squeeze me to death. I don't, I don't want to sound pervy, but she could just, she could crush my face. She could
Hug you really
Just
hard.
bear hug me and break me. Yeah, anything like that.
Turn me into a pretzel.
She throw me against the wall. I don't. It doesn't matter.
As long
And
as
I would
it's
do my own
fulfilling.
stunts as well.
Just like she does.
Can we talk about the ending? Because I don't know if that was revealed in like uh any like books or the TV shows with Boba Fett.
Oh no, that's all new.
Okay, yeah,
Boba Fett was supposed to be dead until the show brought him back officially.
I see it.
But
'Cause
the book of Boba Fett looks awesome.
yeah, I'm surprised like Boba Fett helped out so much. Like I guess in the movies he seemed like just like I guess he seemed like a bounty hunter. Like he just do whatever he wanted for money or whatnot, and all they had to do was give him his armor, and he's like, "All right, I'm yours through thick and thin." I mean, to help this child, but I guess
Well,
he
he
had his
kind
own
of said
motives. Yeah, he kind of had his own motives there, and you find out at the end. What did he say?
he was like, I set out to keep him. The child will be safe in your arms, and he's not safe
Yeah.
in your arms. What do you think Boba Fett's reaction was when he saw Luke Skywalker's X-wing show up? Like, oh shit, I better hide.
Well, did
No,
they
he
know
wasn't even
it was
close.
Luke
No, he wasn't even
Skywalker?
close. Remember, he took his.
Sure, he jumped away.
Yeah. Was Finnick still with them though? Yeah, Finnick was still with everybody else though. So,
Yeah.
huh? I wonder where Boba went though. Probably just cruising.
Probably just cruising around waiting to be called back.
Yeah.
This new shiny outfit.
I do like how it's cleaned up and looks, sweet.
I did notice though. I want to go back to the holiday special for 1 second.
Oh God.
No. I noticed in the cartoon the dent in Boba Fett's helmet. That you can still see it. It was drawn in that cartoon.
Yeah. They've yet to explain what the dent's from.
But they have yet to explain what the dent is. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say.
Because he definitely gets it because Django doesn't have the dent.
Right. But I did notice that. That was one thing I noticed about that it's still there between watching that and the holiday special. There's a dent in his head.
Let's Google it. I Googled it.
Did you just Google dent in
yeah.
Boba Fett's head?
Yeah.
I don't think anything's going to show up.
Yeah, something did show up, but I'm going to have to read.
Oh. Well, have fun with that. So, shall we move on while he's reading? He can come back.
I mean, we can. I mean, what?
We're 40 minutes into the episode almost. Should we talk about Christmas movies, or do you just want to go on your rant?
We can. I mean, you can talk about what is a. Well, we can talk about. We'll just ask. What defines a Christmas movie? And there's the lifelong debate forever in the day over whether Die Hard is considered a Christmas movie or not.
Just because it's during Christmas.
But there are Christmas references. He is flying out on Christmas Eve to spend time with his family for Christmas. His wife is at a Christmas party when he shows up at Nakatomi Plaza, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he joins the Christmas party there. There's Christmas references all the way through the film. Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
Oh, no.
Theo says that it's going to take a miracle to break the time lock, or the final lock on the safe. And Hans Gruber says, Theo, it's Christmas. It's a time of miracles, so be of good cheer. So you've got that. You've got all kinds of Christmas references throughout the whole film, and even at the end, Argyle says, "If this is how they spend Christmas, I've got to see how they spend New Year's or something like that." So I have always argued the fact that Die Hard is a Christmas film. forever in a day. It is. I watch it every. In fact, I just went to see it a couple weeks ago at the movies because it's a Christmas movie. But I was watching. I watch. Try to stay all Christmas spirity. I watch Christmas movies. From Elf and Christmas Vacation, of course,
Santa
and
Claus with Tim Allen.
Santa Claus with Tim Allen, and then I watched Home Alone, which is kind of lumped in as a Christmas movie. And the more I watched it, the more I realized Home Alone is not a Christmas movie. It much like I'll take the argument. I'll take the argument just for this once. And to me, Home Alone is a Christmas movie. But I'm going to take I'm going to be the devil's advocate, and I'm going to stand on the side of the people who say that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. It is just an action movie that takes part at Christmas time. You could say the same thing for Home Alone, because it is a movie that only takes place at Christmas time. It is not a Christmas movie, because the premise of the movie is the family goes on vacation. Yes, it is a Christmas time, but they go on vacation and leave poor little Kevin behind. And Kevin's house can get robbed by these home invaders. That could happen any time of year. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're right.
Yeah.
So is Home Alone a Christmas movie? I could honestly say it is not a Christmas movie. It just happens to be a comedy film that just happens to take place during Christmas time. Because and it's much like Die Hard. All of Die Hard takes place on Christmas Eve. The only part of Home Alone that takes place on Christmas is the last 5 minutes of the movie.
Sure, the rest of it's like a few days before.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. So, I'm going to say it now. Home Alone is not a Christmas movie. It is merely a movie that takes place at Christmas time. Much like Batman Returns, much like the first Lethal Weapon movie. They only take place at Christmas time. They are not Christmas movies. Anybody want to argue with me? Come at me, bro. I'm ready.
Okay. So you said Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
My argument had lifelong argument has been that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
I mean, with your I guess with your thoughts on Home Alone not being a Christmas movie, that's my same thoughts with Die Hard. I mean, you convinced me Home Alone's not a Christmas movie.
Exactly.
But I would also say Die Hard's not a Christmas movie for the same fact that Home Alone's not a Christmas movie.
Well, that's the argument of the Die Hard is not a Christmas movie argument.
Yeah, it's an action movie, whatnot, that just happens to take place during
at Christmas time, right? And that is the long-standing argument of people is it is an action movie that takes place at Christmas time. But for all you Home Alone is a Christmas movie people out there, I could say the same thing about Home Alone. So
I got a question for you guys. What is your favorite holiday movie, Christmas movie?
Well,
I not counting Die Hard, because that would usually be my number one. I'm gonna go to the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
Now I'm going Christmas Vacation.
Christmas Vacation is number 2 for me.
I would put The Night Before number 2.
What about you, Mikey?
I like The Grinch.
The Grinch is good. Which one, the animated
Jim
or
Carrey,
the TV
Okay.
the TV cartoon, the movie
Carrey.
Cartoon, the Jim Carrey movie.
Carrey.
That is like Jim Carrey's like best role, almost, in my opinion. Too.
I mean, I like the original animated one. Not the most recent one by DreamWorks or whatnot, but
that one sucked.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
Yes.
You guys, the audience, you comment or tweet us or whatever, and let us know what your favorites are. And if you agree with Chris that Home Alone's not a Christmas movie, or you agree with us that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, but I'm pretty sure everyone agrees that Die Hard's a Christmas movie.
They better.
I mean, I like Elf. I like to add Elf in there, but that's just over that's just overplayed.
It's overplayed.
It's
Yeah.
over talked about. It's like it's
Well,
everywhere.
I picked the Christmas Vacation because that was always. I mean, as a
I've
guy,
watched it twice
I don't-
already this year.
what Christmas Vacation?
Yeah.
That's what you want for Christmas. You want your family together. You want your house decked out and millions of Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Clark Griswold, and everybody gets screwed over like Clark Griswold does in that movie. And that's the essence of Christmas to me. That's a Christmas family movie. I mean, that's everything Christmas to me. But I've really grabbed onto The Night Before, with what's his name? Yeah, Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Seth Rogen
I need to watch
and
that.
Anthony Mackie. It is freaking hilarious. It's very inappropriate, but I don't care about inappropriateness. I love that movie because it's all about a guy. He's alone for Christmas. His parents have been killed in a car accident, and his buddies just try and cheer him up. They take him out every Christmas Eve, and wacky hijinks ensue. But that's got to be up. Like you said, I love Elf. I do, but yeah, I just think it is a bit overplayed. One of the most underrated, I think, of Christmas movies is Daddy's Home 2 with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
I think I've only seen the first.
That movie is hysterical. It is so funny. Mel Gibson and Mel Gibson plays Mark Wahlberg's dad, and John Lithgow plays John Lithgow plays Will Ferrell's dad, and he's just as kooky and effeminate as Will Ferrell is, and it's a perfect. I mean, they sell those roles so well. John Lithgow is so funny, and John Lithgow is not known as a. He's really not. I mean, he was on Third Rock from the Sun, but as far as his comedic, he's more of a serious actor. Almost like an actor that does more plays and stuff on Broadway. But he says when he meets people in the streets, they quote Third Rock from the Sun quite a bit for him. So he's a very versatile actor. Let's put it that way. So, but Daddy's Home 2, check it out. It is one of the funniest. I've been watching Christmas movies all season, and I've saved The Night Before and Daddy's Home 2 as my last two Christmas movies to watch. So check them out. But that's just, I'll put that as number 3 behind Christmas Vacation and Night Before. Then of course you have the Mr. Hanky Christmas special. You can't go wrong with that. Or the woodland animal Christmas.
Hail Satan.
Blood orgy.
All right. Anyone have anything else for movies and TV?
Let's not forget Jingle All the Way.
That's Turbo time.
Yes.
Jingle All the Way is a great Christmas.
Sinbad's so good in that. Like, he played a great role.
And it's fun to watch Arnold get his ass kicked through the whole movie instead of him doing it.
I think everybody can relate to be like, oh, I gotta go get this one gift. Like, I'm not a father yet, but still, it's just like you trying to get that perfect gift, and you can't.
You haven't lived until you've hit every store in the 60-mile radius looking for a toy.
Yeah.
Good thing I got Amazon.
See, that ruins it. That's what ruins. Jingle All the Way couldn't be made now because it'd be like, I'll just go to Amazon and have it overnighted.
Well, I did just order a toy for my niece, and it's not going to get, even with Amazon Prime, it's not going to get in until January. So
Seriously?
Yeah.
Well, Friday, I ordered a Clark Griswold hockey sweater, Blackhawks jersey from Christmas Vacation. I'm getting it Wednesday. I ordered on Amazon. So,
well, it might have been closer than mine. Mine might be in like California that I ordered.
Yeah, that is true. And I got the email today. It's at the sorting station in Jeffersonville, and I will be getting it on Wednesday. So that's my Christmas attire this year's Clark Griswold hockey jersey.
I got a Pat McAfee. That's Christmas baby sweater.
Uh,
All right, let's move on to the other news because I didn't get to talk about it last week, unfortunately. But Cyberpunk, it's been pulled.
Cyber Bomb 2077.
Shut up. It got pulled from the PlayStation Store this week.
It got pulled from Xbox too,
No, it didn't. It's
as
on
well.
Xbox.
Yes.
Oh,
No,
did
it's
Xbox
not.
finally pull it?
Xbox pulled it as well.
Oh, well, it's still on Steam, and I've played. Hold on, let me pull up my Steam account. I was playing it before we started, even, and I have 22 hours in the game already, and I love the game. It's fun. Does it
Hold on
have
a
its
second.
problems? Yes.
So the game was announced and given a teaser trailer months before the Xbox One and PS4 launched back in 2013. So this is 7 years in the making.
Yeah, but they about halfway through that development, they restarted basically. That's what a lot of people don't remember is they restarted development halfway through and basically remade the game.
It was supposed to launch in April, then it got pushed back to November, and then it got pushed back to December.
Is it buggy? Yes. Are there some game breaking bugs? Yes. But they just released a patch today that was 2 gigabytes in size, and it fixed a lot of the issues I was having.
But did I read right somewhere that the update was 43 gig on Xbox and PlayStation?
The release update, yeah.
Yeah, good God,
But
that's bigger than most games.
Not Call of Duty, but anyways, people are complaining about the bugs.
Well, yeah, they
yet
said that
people are still playing a decade old game like Skyrim or Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas or any other freaking Bethesda game that's full of bugs and people love it. What's the issue with Cyberpunk having a bug?
It says because here's the problem. It's like the graphics were done by like Billy in his garage apparently because missions couldn't be completed, enemies floated across the ground, and guns that floated in midair, being held by no one. That's
I'm legit looking at the. Hold on, let me pull up the update patch for today. The hotfix patch notes. One of the issues that I ran into that kind of broke the game was if you like picked up something or was reading something or got like a call and they put like the video screen up, it would stick on your screen. You had to restart the game to get rid of it. Well, now that doesn't happen anymore. They fixed that. The T-posing NPCs does not happen anymore.
Yeah, it looks like it's happening more on Xbox and PlayStation because this guy says in his experience with the game on an Xbox Series X, a character kept turning his head while speaking, and objects in the world that appeared to pop in too late. I got into a car accident, and part of my busted-up car remained midair, floating next to my car. So, and that stuff is aggravating. I mean,
but people are willing to pay $60 for a game in an alpha or beta still, and they don't complain.
So, but they're refunding them like.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red is a great company, and I have faith in them. They made my favorite game of all time, Witcher 3. And that game was buggy when it first came out, but not even 6 months later, they fixed most, if not all, the bugs I had on Xbox 360.
It is still on the Xbox store. I'm sorry. You can still buy the hard copy of it. PS4.
Do I think it's acceptable the game is in the state it is? No, I don't think it's acceptable. But
especially since they pushed it back a few times.
But I have faith that it'll get fixed, and I hope CD Projekt Red doesn't, go out of business because of this game.
I don't see that happen. I just it sounds like people don't have the patience anymore. They like when they get the game, they want it to be perfect, of course, and they want everything to run smooth and whatnot. But that's just not the world we live in.
It's advertised as a done game because it released, so it should be running pretty good.
But here's I guess this is before. Check this out. So before it launched, they sold 8 million copies before it even launched. At a minimum of $60 a piece, that's shy of $500 million in sales before anyone played the game. and I guess the stocks are really taking a big hit. On the launch, Project Red, is that the development company?
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, CD Project Red. Their stocks was $27 a share on December 10th, and they went down to $18 a share as of Friday morning. That's billions of dollars of loss. So did they rush the game out because people were waiting so long for it?
I
finally?
think they were being pressured by. So I think the pushback to November was to have a holiday AAA game for the new consoles.
For the new
I
consoles.
Yeah.
I think that's why
Yeah.
it got pushed back to November. I think they wanted to release it in October, but they were like, okay, cool, or not October, April, or whenever it was supposed to first come
It was
out.
supposed to be April 1st. Yeah, April as well.
I think
yes.
they were happy because they could fix some more bugs. Because there were reports that people were working 6-day weeks and like 12, 13-hour days on the game. But I think they were getting pressured by the consoles and by investors and by, everybody, all sides to release the game now.
Right.
Because I think it was hitting that point where they were worried they wouldn't make their money back for all the money they were putting into it. Because there's that fine line, that game, goes into way too much development that it's not going to make that money back.
Right.
My personal experience, I know everyone's experience and love of the game is different, but I personally love the game. I think it's great. Like I said, it has its issues, but every game has its issues.
It's kind of sad. Like all I hear about is the bugs. I don't hear anything good.
Well, that's the
whatnot
thing.
about
Yeah.
the game.
I mean, they're the hype. The hype isn't the game. The hype is the bugs in the game.
Yeah. It's reminding me a lot of No Man's Sky at this point with how the hype just turned. Because I remember No Man's Sky was supposed to be like this great game coming out, and then it released, and instantly it was just completely shit on.
Okay, so obviously, can you say that this game has been a bust? I mean, yeah, I know you like it, but as far as popularity and people, the bug
Yeah.
issues, and
I
so
can't deny it's been a bust.
So what other games have been a bust that's been this anticipated that have gone, well, this is kind of crap?
No Man's Sky, Fallout 76.
I think the older Tomb Raider
Yeah.
started that way too.
Yeah.
Would any of the Call of Duty? I'm thinking of like one of the Call of Duties.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
Good. Okay.
And from the looks of it, Call of Duty Cold War might be the same. The one that just
Really?
released. Yeah.
I enjoyed the World War II Call of Duty. I like
that game was a bust too.
It was, but it's a fun game to play.
Yeah, but it was a bust.
I would say Star Wars Battlefront, the newer one. Not the like Star Wars Battlefront, not Star Wars Battlefront 2, whatever came out. Let's see what.
The new Battlefronts.
Yeah.
Battlefront 2 of the new ones was actually pretty good. I can't lie. That was a fun game.
Because I mean, I got the. Oh, what year was it?
We were in college because I remember we all got it, and I
2015. Yeah, I got the one that came out in 2015, and I played the original one for Xbox, but like I got the one in 2015 and did not. I was like, man, I just want to play the one with Xbox again. It's like,
yeah,
that Xbox, the original Xbox Battlefront was a good one. Yes.
What was some more? The Destiny games. Destiny did not get good until like later. Diablo was pretty bad, Rob. Diablo 3.
Oh yeah.
There's a ton of games, but as I say, some of these games, Destiny came back and was great after like a few months. Diablo 3 is amazing right now. No Man's Sky has really redeemed itself, and they vowed not to release any paid DLC until the game had everything they promised, and they say that they've pretty much hit that point, and the next DLC is probably going to be paid for. They legit had like major, like 4 years of major updates all free, and they could have been making money on the game. But there's like I've said, CD Projekt Red is a great company. and I have faith that they will turn this game around.
But do they keep building on what they have and just try and fix it, or do they just go back to the drawing board?
I think they'll sit back. This game is almost a decade in the making, so I think they're gonna sit down and fix it. Who knows? This probably is a decade in the making because the first teaser trailer came out 7, 8 years ago.
Seven years ago, yeah,
It was
2013.
probably
so.
in like development before that even.
And I think I told you, I think this game's far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
What is the basis of the game? What's the storyline?
Think the closest thing I can compare it to is GTA. Think GTA in 2077 when everybody has like cybernetic enhancement. I don't really want to give away too much, but basically, the stuff that they've given away in trailers already, I'll try to say.
Well, and it's a bust. Ain't nobody gonna be buying it anyway. So,
So basically, you have like you can pick one of three choices on how you start. I picked corporation. I was corpo or corporation spy or something. But basically, you get screwed over in whatever starting gig you pick, and they're all the same. You get screwed over, and then you turn into a mercenary and you try to rob this company of a biochip, and the robbery goes wrong, and you put the biochip in your head, and unbeknownst to you, it's Keanu Reeves' character is his soul is on the chip, and so you're working with him trying to like burn down the system at this point.
Nice.
He's like a terrorist, and he's like, this. They shot my dog, so let's burn the system down.
It almost sounds like that Netflix series where they can transport your mind into different bodies.
What was that show called? That's a great show.
Yeah.
Sort of, but it's not. No one else can do it. This is like the first biochip that was able to do it.
I see.
And I don't want to say anymore. That's okay. I might have spoiled a little bit there. They are missing some things in the game. Like there's some gun customization, but not too much. And there's no car customization, which was really a letdown.
But at least there's penis customization.
I know, right? I can
What?
Really freaking large penis in that
game.
I can fulfill my fantasy. Look up character customization, Chris, in Cyberpunk.
All right, let's see.
But I don't have anything else really to add about the game. I think it's fun. I want people to buy it and play it. Maybe not if you only have an Xbox One or PS4. Maybe if you have the new systems or a PC.
If you can get a hold of the new systems.
If you can get a hold of the new systems.
Yeah.
But everyone get a hold of a PC. I have a PC. It's fun. Mikey, your PC would probably melt, I think.
Yeah. I'm not even going to attempt it.
But I'm going to upgrade my PC soon, so I'll have some parts for you.
Good. I need the parts. Give me the parts. I'm like, I don't know. I lost it.
But
you can do piercings. 14 types of piercings. 7 piercings colors for females, 16 for men. Beards, eye makeup, lip makeup. 3 types of nipples for females.
There is nudity in the game, and there's a lot of
circumcised and uncircumcised penis or a vagina. Options for penis length. 5 pubic hairstyles for both genders, and 5 pubic hair colors. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh boy, she got a messed up grill in that picture.
Is it just male and female, or is it?
Yes.
You choose like.
Well, you can pick a female look and put a penis on it. So there is.
Gender is also not tied to your character model. You start by picking a female or male representing version of V, but your character's pronouns and how other characters talk to your V is determined by the voice you choose. And for the nudity, it's disabled by default. So if you want to hang it out there, then have at it.
Yeah. Nice.
Now I want to play this game.
It is really fun, but your Xbox would melt.
Yeah, I would have to get, like you said, I would wait for the updates and let them get all the bugs out first before I go buy it. That's for sure. And then I'd wait till it's $20 at Walmart on Christmas time.
And by the time
So,
you get the
so in
game,
about 4
all
years,
the issues will be fixed.
it's about 3 or 4 years. I'll be able to.
All
So,
right. Well,
is there any other gaming? There's no gaming news out there, really, is there right now?
no,
Right?
not right now. War, a game I've been playing, War Thunder, released a massive new update. They updated the engine, the graphics, added a bunch of stuff, but no one really wants to play that game. So War Thunder, check it out. It's fun. It's free. I bought Mario Party, so we could play Mario Party at some point if we all get together.
Nice.
It was fun. I bought it because me and Kim wanted to play it, and we played it for like 4 hours last night.
Did you suck as much as you suck at Mario
No,
on the
because
Nintendo?
Is it the new Mario Party or is it?
yeah, the one on
Okay.
Switch.
Yeah.
The one we played with Zach that one day.
Okay.
That was fun. I want to play the game again. Anyone have anything else to add?
Well,
Video game wise, or no? No,
Well,
we got just the movie news. Did you hear? You heard, Chris? You listened to our podcast last week, right? About AMC could be going broke by January.
Yeah, I heard that.
So, and then they've announced this year. Margot Robbie has said that there is no plans for Birds of Prey 2. She's mentioned in an interview she's nothing imminent at this stage, nothing worth mentioning. Which Birds of Prey, I think it kind of got a bum rap. A lot of people didn't go. I think a lot of people didn't know that Birds of Prey was a Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, they had to add Harley Quinn.
They had to add that. So I think just the name of the movie alone hurt it. But I think it's gaining some traction on HBO Max. Plus, you have next year you have the sequel to Suicide Squad coming out. So hopefully, I enjoyed it. I went to see it at the movie, and I was not disappointed. I thought all the characters were very strong characters. It's a female-led cast, but you do have Ewan McGregor as the bad guy in it, and he is really, really good in it. So, but right now there's nothing whatsoever for a sequel to Birds of Prey or another Harley Quinn movie. But at least we get her in the next Suicide Squad film, which I enjoyed her character very much. I thought she was very good. She's a very convincing Harley Quinn, in my opinion. I think she played it really well.
What were you going to say, Mike?
I can tell you a couple theories about Boba Fett's dent.
Oh, sure. Bring it on. Let's hear it.
A couple. One of them's like it happened in Clone Wars. With face to face with Cad Bane. One of them. It was. Oh, what is it? No, really. I should have. Okay, then one of them. I think it says something. Someone said maybe it was Jango's, but during the Attack of the Clones, Jango seemed to suffer similar helmet damage to his fight with Obi-Wan. In reality, the costume designer. I like this one. I think this one's true. In reality, the costume designer apparently messed up creating the helmet mold and had a bubble pop, creating a flat spot in the finished helmet design. They decided to run with it and make it look like damage. So it's just like it just seems like kind of a mistake that happened, and they just kept it.
I mean, that's one way to roll with it, you know. Make it part of his character.
It looks cool anyway, you know. It's like a happy accident kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe like I think it was in a comic book series. It was a confrontation with Darth Vader, or something like a blaster fire off his lightsaber and bounce back and hit Boba Fett in the helmet. But yeah, it was just either like a book or the Clone Wars or just a mistake from the costume designer. So
I like the mistake.
Yeah, I think that one seems more plausible than probably anything else. But
right.
But you know, Star Wars, they gotta put a reason behind it, or at least the fans do.
Okay.
If anyone wants to get a hold of us, you know, Twitter, Facebook, comment section. We check them. Follow us at Pod Nerds on Twitter, Facebook, Hoosier Nerds, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, and then what's the other one? TuneIn Radio. That's it.
TuneIn Radio, yes. So we're on multiple platforms.
Oh, Mikey, you got any good shit for us today?
I was hoping you'd forget. No, I'm just kidding. I got one. No.
You're like, dang it, he remembered today.
You might have seen this one if you scrolled through all those memes. Legos live in houses made of their own flesh.
You mean Lego people?
Yeah, the Lego people. Yeah.
Live in houses made of their own flesh.
That's weird.
That's a good point. That's true. That's a good one. Yes.
I'm gonna have nightmares now. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's just like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre kind of thing,
God. More like Jeepers Creepers or something. Or like House of Wax, or I don't know. What is
a human skin house. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, sure. Why not? All right. Well.
All right, Chris, you're good at what Tim says.
Okay, so I don't even know what to say.
Well, you failed.
We listed all of our platforms, and I'm sure that Mala, Itchy, and Lumpy are all listening because they never have to wonder who's your nerds.
Okay.
Nice.